NPR asked me to like make us like do like a piece about my coming out story, and then I did, and then they were like, oh sorry, we're actually like we can't do the thing, blah blah blah. So like I had that written up, and I was like, okay, well I'm just gonna post it somewhere. So I posted it on my Tumblr, so I always link to that. But this, what am I talking about? Let me just tell you the story. So back in the day, I have a couple coming out stories, because if you're gay, you know that like you don't just come out and that's it. Like every moment you meet somebody is kind of like a coming out. Not for me, because like there's no guessing. But some people, like, you have to re-come out to people because like people might not know. So I think I was 13 or 12 or something. I was in, do you guys have Flagstar Bank? No? Maybe it's a Michigan thing. So I was at the bank with my mom, and she turned around and she goes, "Are you gay?" And I was like, "Yes." And that's my coming out story. No, so that was my coming out story with my mom. And then she was like, "Oh, I thought so. Okay, cool." Queen Jackie. She's a fucking mess. In the best way, you know. Sawyer was like, "Let's do drunk videos with our moms." So that might be coming. Which Jackie just needs one Coors Light, and she's
she's a freshman.
Literal queen. Okay, so that was that coming out story. But I guess, okay, to my friends, I told my friends because one of my friends actually outed me. I was in love with this boy. I was 14. He was, what was he? Who's the guy that sings Beauty School Dropout in Grease? You know, whatever. He played that part. We were doing Grease. I was Eugene, so we had two very small roles. And I was in love with him, and then this girl that I told knew, and so she told him, thinking that he was gay and she was going to set us up. He was straight. And so then, like, it was so dramatic. It was the school preview of the show, and I found out that she had told everybody, and we were this close to going on. We were 5 minutes away from me going on stage. I had the opening line. And so I was on stage, the curtain was down, it was pitch black, I could hear the entire school in the audience, I was crying, it was not cute, and I was like, "Ellie, I'm gonna fucking kill you." I didn't end up killing her, good news. I didn't. So then I called him and I was like, I just want to tell you myself, like, just so you know, I'm gay. He's like, "I know, blah, blah, blah," and I'm like waiting on the other end, waiting for him to be like, "I'm gay too, let's run around." But he's still straight. And he's in the Peace Corps now. But anyway, everything was good. Like, that was the most stressful moment, I think, of that. Just because, like, I didn't know if he was going to be okay with it or treat me any differently or blah, 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 but nothing changed. But I guess my biggest coming out story is the one with my dad. And my dad has always been conservative and a little bit religious, not that those mean homophobic, but in his case they did. And he, like, we never talked about anything, like everything was a very surface level relationship. And we had always had a really, like, distance relationship. Like, there was never any connection. Like, my parents were divorced, so I saw him on, like, weekends and every other Tuesday. And so then, I think I was 15 or something, or 14, and he was like, let's get dinner. I'll be in my town, Okemos, in Michigan, and I was like, "Okay, let's get dinner." And he picks me up, and I can tell, like, something is wrong, and I'm like, "Oh God, here we go." And he's like, "Somebody from the church found your MySpace." And this is dating me. This makes me seem so old. But on my MySpace, it had, like, man interested in men. And I'm like, "Who the fuck is this bitch?" So, long story short, it was a bad situation, because clearly, as somebody who's coming out, you want to be in control of how it is done. You don't want somebody to, like, spring it on you unprepared, blah blah blah. But we were at Quiznos, which is not the best place to have this discussion. As I'm, like, asking for another side of pickles, I'm like, "Yes, I am gay, and can I get a side of pickles?" So I was like, "Yeah, the rumors are true." Rumors are trumors. And he was all like, so it was kind of shitty, because he was like, "Is this you rebelling? Is this a phase? Is this your mom trying to get back at me? Is this, like, you know, you being a little shit? Is this like, I don't know, like we have enough money to fix this, we can send you somewhere, blah, 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 blah. So, I was a little bit put off. I was like, who the fuck do you think you are? I didn't say that, I was just like, can I have more pickles, please? So then, I don't know, it was just like a very eye-opening because I was sitting across from my dad and you could tell that he just genuinely cared and he was just ignorant. And like that was like an aha moment, Oprah, where I was like, okay, like homophobia is not like yes, it's terrible, but like it's especially terrible because it disguises itself as like concern and care and like love and hope and like wanting the best for somebody. So I really realized that like I have this support system where I'm fortunate enough to not have to deal with your bullshit. So good luck with your life. And I kind of cut that connection off. And I told him like, you know what? Your issues with me are your issues, not for me to deal with. I was fortunate enough to be able to do that, but there are tons of people who don't have that level of security, or maybe both parents are like that, or whatever. I was fortunate enough to have that support system. And if I didn't, I don't know what would have happened. But over the years, we have kind of worked on a relationship. It has been a decade since I came out, so it has been a growth process. With my dad especially, it's been interesting. And in college, there was one moment in particular, like it had been rocky up to that point, but one moment in college specifically, my sister and her fiance were going home for Christmas. Is this boring? I don't have to talk about this.
No.
Okay, well, yeah, keep reassuring me. Tell me how great I am. So my sister and her, stop that. So my sister and her fiance were going home for Christmas, and I was dating this boy, and I was like, okay, well, cool, let us know what day we're celebrating Christmas. Me and homeboy would like to come, and homeboy, we'll call him homeboy. We'd love to come that day too. Like, we're trying to schedule like mom and dad and his mom and his dad, so like let us know. And then it just turned into this whole texting argument. This was the first time we talked about me being gay since me coming out, which this was 2010. That was 2005, so 5 years difference. We had never talked about it again. And so 2010, we were texting back and forth about Christmas, and he was like, you can't bring that lifestyle into our home. I thought I made that clear, blah, 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 blah. And then like, I was like, okay, well, thank you for freeing up my schedule, like, deuces. And then he was like, really doing like these personal digs, and we had also never talked about YouTube, and at that time I had done YouTube for 3 years. So it was like a little hobby, and like it was fun, and I was connecting with you guys and doing some things, and blah, 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 blah. And it was the first time that he brought up YouTube was during this fight, and he was like, just so you know, this is a waste of your time, you're never gonna get a job, you're never gonna go anywhere in your life with this, blah, 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 blah. So if you'd like, you can call him up and you guys can say hey. Just kidding. No. And so like after that was 2010, I said, please don't contact me again, you clearly have not grown. And then fast forward to this past summer, we started talking again, and he has really gone through good strides of trying to understand and to learn and to educate himself and to not just be tolerant, but accepting and open and talk about being gay with me, stuff like that. So even though it took years to get to the first point, and then more years to get to just now, we have been working on it. And so if maybe some people here might have had a similar shitty situation, time is a good thing, and people come around. So the last time I told this story was at a speaking thing, and it was before my dad reached out again. And it was kind of like, it felt like I was telling a story, and I was like, and that's it, and we don't talk anymore. And I was like, this sucks. So it's good to kind of like have this moment where I'm like, you know what, we're doing better, and if you are in a similar situation, like it can happen too for you. So patience, dumb people get smarter. Just have patience.
Yeah, I think you know it's a great topic, especially because you have what, 4,255,000 people
that
who
has to
support
be a
you.
glitch. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, I think I think it's important for all of you guys to stay educated about that sort of thing and make sure that your parents are educated as well, because it's an interesting time in our country.